of experience and wisdom. As we gather today, we remember the last meeting we had here in 2021. At that time, Mr. President, I reached out to you through the then Secretary General of the NRM to talk about the detained activists of the NUP and some of the other political parties. You then agreed to host a meeting of the summit. And in that summit, we appealed to you to draw a line between the misled and the misleaders. They could not be treated the same. And you agreed with us that the misled should be pardoned. And you immediately ordered the release of close to 70 of those who had been detained. We thank you for that. Sometimes these little gestures are not appreciated, but it is in a forum like this that we talk about these things. Secondly, the day that the Democratic Party and the National Resistance Movement signed the cooperation agreement, I told you that while I had joined the government you formed and which you lead, I had entered, but I had left the door open. I had not locked it behind me. I told you that there are many patriots in all political organizations, and as the head of the family we call Uganda, it is your duty to look for them. There is no need for us to think that there are no good people in all the organizations that exist in Uganda. They are all patriots. Indeed, when you walked in and you looked at my nephew, Honorable Amoriat, you remarked, "Are these the enemies?" Then I said, "No, sir, these are patriots." Indeed, the people in Kololo today are patriots, and this gathering will give Ugandans hope that somewhere there are people who are seated around you, Mr. President, to talk about Uganda and its future. Finally, we cannot have a country where there is no consensus about anything. We may disagree on some things, but we must find common ground. IPOD is about finding common ground because the unity of Uganda is paramount. In my younger days, in 1986, as a teenager, I listened to one of your speeches, Mr. President, and you described some categories of people using...
We shall have the representatives present of the different political parties, starting from the left of this sitting arrangement. But after this unveiling and recommitment, we shall invite party by party to join a group photo.
I cannot fail to wish you a belated happy birthday. The years that you have lived
of the political parties which are members of IPOD, the Right Honourable Speaker of Parliament, all the members of the delegations which are here. When I met the presidents quietly there, I just mentioned 2 points to them, or maybe 3 points. The first point is that I have been a close observer or a participant for the last 65 years as far as the politics of Uganda is concerned. I told them that I joined the DP in 1960. and I was a very active youth leader of DP. Then I joined UPC for 5 months. In 1970, but by 1965, we had started forming study groups in the universities, which were the precursors of what is now NRM. Now, in all that time, my observations are two. Number one is that politics must be like medicine. A political leader should be like a doctor. A doctor looking at patients. And this doctor will only help those patients if he makes a correct diagnosis of what the patients are suffering from. If he makes a wrong diagnosis and makes a wrong prescription, the patients will not get cured. They may even die. When it comes to society, it is the same process. You either identify the problems of the society correctly and apply correct answers, or you will not give them a solution. And that's why the NRM has identified the 4 principles which we keep talking about: patriotism, love Uganda. Why? Because you need it for your own good. Secondly, Pan-Africanism, love Africa. Why? Because you need it for your own good. I don't have time to go into the details, but we have explained this elsewhere. Thirdly, socio-economic transformation. We cannot go on with the pre-capitalist societies, traditional societies, and we think that we shall manage to survive in the future. And finally, democracy. We think with these 4, we shall succeed, and we have been able to move, as you have seen. In the last 40 years almost, the NRM has been able to revive the economy of Uganda, and although we have still problems, but we are much stronger than we had ever been before. So that's the number one: correct understanding of the society. But secondly, if you have a different understanding, at least don't